Well, the best way to learn about crowdfunding from the internet, or how to do it, is not from a guy like me who hasn't done it, but from the people I interviewed. I've interviewed 65 women, that have used crowdfunding on the internet and got money and figured out all how to do that. And man, that's the best way to learn, and because they'll tell you the tips and the tricks and whatever, and how to do it, why not to do it, why to do it, everything. Because see, women, as you found out earlier, are more successful at getting money on the internet than men. That's right. Everywhere else, women are, a lower salary than men and things, but here they're more successful than men. So let's go through this list here in case some of them are of interest to you. Excuse me. First of all, Ali Sosna. Now, she was one of the first ladies I interviewed. She's a young woman, just got out of college. Actually, went to the same college I did, American University. Yeah, that's where I got my graduate degree. And she wanted to teach, she was a chef, and she wanted to teach like people on low income how to make healthy meals on a food stamp budget. SNAP, that's what they call it. The program is called now. So how to do it. So she would teach, low-income neighborhoods how to do it, and she raised money on the internet to do that. Wonderful little story if you want to see that. Or how about this lady out in California? She was a bartender. All of a sudden she was pregnant and wanted to stay home and didn't like those lousy hours, that you have to put in when you're a bartender. And so what she wanted to do was make sweeteners for drinks that are organic and fat-free and low calorie. Excuse me, low calorie. And that's what she did. So she went on the internet, got $10,000, and now she's a distributor of these great little additions that you put into drinks to make them sweeter and colorful and things like that. And they're all nutritionists, nutritional. Well, you know what I mean. They all taste good and they're healthy. Or how about this one? She wanted to go, she was a new mom and wanted to go, her daughter was a few years old, she's looking for a dollhouse. They're all junky stuff. So she wanted to make a neat dollhouse that her kid could use and made a business out of it. So she got $30,000 on the internet for her dollhouse company. I mean, she just had an idea, she put it on the internet, and she got the money. See, it is not money you have to pay back. People are investing when before your product comes out, so you send them a product when it's done. So they give you that money ahead of time. So that's why this is a neat thing. Well, here's how to use the money too, to help other people. This woman got $50,000 because a friend of hers couldn't pay her bill because the husband was out of work and sick, serious illness or whatever. So she goes on the internet and raises $50,000. Man, what a superhero. So you can go out now on the internet, these crowdfunding sites or whatever, and get money for causes like that. You don't have to wait for the government to solve the problem or some insurance company. No, you can do it yourself. Well, there's a young woman right in Washington, D.C. here who wanted a little art gallery in this neighborhood. So she got $10,000 in crowdfunding to do that, and she did it as a nonprofit, and she was able to do that, and get money. So you could use it as a for-profit, nonprofit, whatever. People just give you money, and she got almost $10,000 to make her dream come true, because now what she does is teach people. She has classes, art classes in her little gallery and whatever. Neat stuff. Or this woman, $90,000 for something called a buck-a-boot. Do you know what that is? No, I didn't know either till I talked to her about it. So she raised this money because she wanted to make something for the back of a bicycle that was like on a motorcycle. You know how you put your little container and you can put things in with a little lock? Should have a bicycle one so you can put your shoes for going out at night, or an extra sweater or something, and nobody's going to steal it. So, and that's what she raised, $90,000, and a beautiful product too. And this other woman here, she had these little sweeteners for coffee and stuff like that. That's nutritionists. They're vegan. They're no crap in it or whatever. And the little pockets or pods she puts in. And she went and did this because she didn't want to go to work anymore. She had a brand new child, didn't want to get dressed up and leave the child every day. So she now has this little business, and she got $25,000 just on the internet. All she has is an idea, the design, you put it on there, tell your story. You don't have to, there's no credit check, you don't have to put a balance sheet, you don't have to be a mathematics, or you don't need an accountant or anything. You just have to be passionate about your idea, and that's what it's all about. This one, $400,000, that's right. And she's getting on the internet because this is a part-time job. She does this part-time to help other people. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, I don't, and what she does too is She found a program that Google has. You could all use this for nonprofits. They give you like $10,000 a month for free advertising on Google to get people to donate your money to your campaign. $400,000. Terrific. This woman here loved to cook, started a blog because she's from Brazil, about Brazil cooking. Said, oh, I want to do a book too. So how do you do a book? Go to New York. No, you can't do that anymore because that takes, too much stuff, and nobody wants to buy publish books anymore. So she went on the internet, got $11,000 herself. She keeps all the money. Don't have to go to New York and only get 5%, 10% of the money. You go on the internet and get all the money. It's all yours. You can figure out how to do it too. This woman, $100,000 for a jewelry that she's making. Man, it's just beautiful stuff too. She just thinks people, should have beautiful things with them so they inspire themselves every day. So she makes this go. $100,000. Wow. I mean, that's really cool. Okay, this young lady with her friends, they got $38,000 for their cookies. Right, cookies. And actually, she still had a full-time job. She was doing the interview on a Skype in Starbucks somewhere out in California. And I was interviewing her, and she had to get back to work in her regular job because it takes about a month or so before you get your money. And so she still had to keep her regular job. $40,000 almost, for cookies that she wanted to do. See, you don't need middlemen, you don't need gatekeepers. Man, it's a whole new ball game, and that's why women see that opportunity, because they go in the normal, venture capital, banks, it's about guys, and they're all giving money to other guys, and so here, that's why women are more successful than men are at doing this. Or how about this woman, 59 years old, loves pets, when she has this little blanket kind of thing to put a carry, like one of those baby things. You put a baby in here, a blanket to hold for your pet. And she got $25,000 on the internet for her business. So now at 59, she's got a whole new career. She doesn't have to worry about Social Security or anything else because she has something she loves to do because she loves pets. And she's doing that now for the rest of her life. This woman hated her job, man. she hated it. Was like going to the dentist every day. They're going to extract teeth or whatever from you. And she said, I mean, it was a nice, enough job in a architecture firm, but she was a designer in a way, and what she does, something called filmographies. Well, she would like to make posters, sort of a collage of posters, but it would be of like cars of famous movies, movies that were in cars, and you get a big poster of all the cars that were in these famous movies, and so she got $25,000 to able to quit that lousy job she has. She works at home, doesn't have to put on heels and go to that office and act funny every day. She can be natural, work at what she really wants to do, works like hell, but loves every minute of it. That's a neat thing in life, You're working for somebody else for their problems or whatever, and for what their ambitions are in life, and not for what yours are. And that's what this allows you to do now. So she got $25,000. Didn't have a penny money herself. Actually, she's an immigrant from Ireland, just here a few years. Well, here's a woman, her husband, very ill, couldn't work or whatever. So she goes on the internet, gets $60,000, right? Because of that. Does it all herself. Figures it out, never did it before, doesn't take a whole lot of time, just do it, figure it out, step by step, it's all there, they want to help you or whatever. Man, I mean, it doesn't get easier than this. It doesn't get better than this. You have to start knowing about this stuff. Or this is an incredible story. I mean, this woman's driving down the highway. Sees a big accident in front of her. She stops, gets out, go help console the person who was really thrown out of the car and everything, and holds him till the medics get there and everything. Lost his hand in the accident, and is holding him until the medics get there and everything, the ambulance. So she goes back home, goes on the internet, raises $75,000 in a crowdfunding campaign to get him a new hand. Wow, see what we could do for each other in life? Man, is there anything better you should be doing in life than something like that? Man, you're just taking up space if you're not. And you don't because, oh, I can't do that. You can. Now you can. You couldn't before, but now you can. You know, and women figure this out. That's why they're so successful at it. You know? Or here's a lady who had a new child, and her and her husband had normal jobs. And, oh, God, we don't want to leave that child every day. I remember when I had my first kid, what, 30 years ago or something like that. Yeah. And I worked downtown, lived downtown. I stayed home for about a week and then went to the office, and halfway to the office, I just had to return. I mean, my heart was just hurting. I couldn't go to the office. I had to come back. So that pull we all have, man, you work for something, you know, that you're in control of, you have a chance to make that decision. So that's what she did, and she got $20,000 to make her breakfast goodies. She makes a little breakfast goodie. Wanted a breakfast goodie truck to go around town and sell these things, and always have her baby with her. All right, here are two interesting, two PhD students, or actually one's finished his PhD in engineering at Caltech. The other one's about to finish her PhD, you know, in a science degree. So she, you know, got together and they had this little thing that you put on the toilet seat that glows in the dark, and you can tell if the toilet seat is down or not. Guys, we don't know what this is, but women, I'm sure it is very important. And they went on the internet and got money to finance that business. And here's what's interesting when you watch their interview. They said they learned more about life from running a Kickstarting campaign they did in their 10 years of college or whatever the heck they did, you know, at Caltech. Man, that's what life is about. See, what college does is teach you to get a job somewhere, right? To work for somebody and not how to create a job. Life is about creating stuff so you have the power, you know. And that's what they said. Boy, that taught them more than all that money and all that time spent getting a PhD. Now that's a testimonial. Or this woman here, she was an art student in Detroit. Now Detroit been a big problem, a lot of homeless and everything. So she was walking to school every day being an art student and seeing these homeless people, you know, and giving money. She said, boy, you know what they need is a coat. They need a coat and a way to sleep. She designed this coat that turns into a sleeping bag. So you have a coat and a sleeping bag, all one. And she went on the internet and raised all this money to do it. Man, see, wow, you can solve problems. And we all have that power now to solve problems. I mean, she was, you know, in her early 20s, if that. No special skills, talents, connections, nothing. Just a desire. Okay? And that's all you need, is a desire, because the tools are out there, the help is out there. You know, this other woman here that she has this website called Gift Gather. You want to give a present to somebody. Well, I think my father's retiring, you should go to Miami or Hawaii or something like that. So the Gift Gather is a place for you to go raise money to send Dad to Hawaii for his retirement party. Raise money for that. You can raise money for anything, any kind of gift like that. Or this woman, you know, wanted to be a freelance designer at home. Raise money to do it. Why not? You know, you're going to borrow money from the bank and then have to pay it back? No, you raise money you don't have to pay back, and do that. You know, see how she did that. This woman was delightful. She was, again, an art student, and had an idea for a handbag in the shape of a heart. And to design a handbag like that. Went on the internet, talked about it, showed it, or whatever, what it's going to look like. Had $15,000 starter business. Man, she's just out of school. Starting a business, right? Why get a job anymore? And you're only going to get a job that's quittable, as my son calls them. Get a quittable job. A job you'd love to quit someday. Well, no, you create one like this. And this is what people are doing. This woman, you know, loves to be healthy and train people. She's a chef, she's a cook, she's a nutritionist and everything. So now she's training other people to do that. And went on the internet to get the money to do that, to expand the business, to expand what she wants to do. These two ladies are kicking the butt, man. They were, man, they were somewhere up in the middle of nowhere in Maine, and the best job they could get is like grocery checkout or something like that. But they put together $48 and started a business called Kiss My Disorder. So and it's a t-shirt business. So you know, I have anxiety, you know, and you just blurt out what the hell your disorder is. We all have them. I act like an idiot, you know, or whatever. Yeah. and they're doing wonderful well. And the beats doing bagging groceries or whatever at the supermarket. Only $48 they start with. This is a homeless family that started crowdfunding on the net, not for themselves because they finally found the home, but for other homeless people. They said it was such a stigma for their kids to go to school or anything like that, that they want to help other families that have that. So they started this business with crowdfunding money to help families that are also homeless. Man, what could be better than that? Now this woman, her family was like doctors and everything, and she was a nutritionist, but didn't want to be a doctor, you know. And now, even a nutritionist, she said, it sort of didn't feel like she was helping somebody. Now she really feels that water is the main thing we're missing in life. Most of us don't get enough water at all. She says you could solve more health problems if we all just bring up more water. So she started a business doing that. She got $30,000 to do that. Wow, and now she's working at home. She's a small little cadre of people that work with her, and she's being home with her kids and whatever. Instead of, you know, running and delivering babies in the middle of the night, she's helping even more people, yeah, by making sure they drink enough water every day. See, there's all kinds. This next lady, man, she's out in the middle. I interviewed her on Skype. She was in some island in the middle, you know, tropical island. I felt I was in a movie or something, you know, and doing that. And she's inspiring other people to live the same way. Got $16,000 to do that. Who would have thought? Or this woman, man, she's a photographer. Went up somewhere in, you know, Iceland or something, living with sort of like Eskimo people, the tribe herders of reindeer herd people, and she lived with them 3-4 months to document their life because they're a shrinking community now. And it's just wonderful work that she does to come out with a book, and she got $17,640 to do this on the internet, raising them. Who else, man? But that's a hell of a vacation. Go for a couple months up there and live with people and document their life. That's better than sitting on the beach. You're going to grow your life a lot more than you would by just reading dime novels on the beach or whatever for a couple months or whatever it is. Man, see, that's all possible now, and women understand that. And that's why women are better at this than men are. Here's a woman that just loves film, so she started a crowdfunding site just for filmmakers. People have films. You want to start a film, you want to watch films, you want to do anything with films. That's her. It's called Seed and Spark. So you get seed money and spark your ideas and everything. Or how about real estate? You know, you're a small guy and want to be in these big projects? You can now. With this website, it's a crowdfunding website for real estate. Would-be entrepreneurs, right? See, it's just a whole new game. You can just sit behind your computer and the whole world is there. That's why now, if you heard the news recently, Obama's making sure that low-income people have broadband. Yeah, if you don't have access to this stuff, man, you don't have access to the world and all the opportunities that come with this. You know, that's why it's going to be free now for a lot of communities. Here's a woman who started a crowdfunding site just to give business loans to women entrepreneurs and any entrepreneurs who really can't get it. And also she gives grants for people along with it too. It's amazing what's out there. Here's a woman on Give Forward. She got $100,000. $100,000 for a child with a health program. See, I mean, that's why actually most people go bankrupt in this country because of health bills. That's right. That's the biggest reason why people go bankrupt. You think you're covered in health insurance, but you get a big bill and you see that what isn't covered. So they needed $100,000. She got it. Or this next woman, man, she just got out of college, or I think she's still in college, and her friend from grade school had a bad disease, passed away. She's raised $50,000 for the family to help with all the bills that came up as her friend's illness progressed until her death. Man, could you imagine somebody that would raise $50,000 for you? You could be that person too. What a gift. I mean, it just takes effort in life. You know, we always have to put our effort somewhere that's meaningful, and we can. And we could even be meaningful people now by solving important problems, whether it's your own or somebody else. Here's a lady from Russia who started a crowdfunding site to train people in villages how to do agricultural right so they could feed themselves. So that's a crowdfunding site somebody has started. Or this nice family had a baby with terrible defects, you know, and raised $100,000 to help her child, and that's for that's for medical expenses that are not covered by the so-called insurance companies. Well, you're a writer again? This woman started a website just for writers to get money and figure out the system. And here's another lady who started a website. You need advertising and figure out that thing. That's what she does, because we all have to promote ourselves. What the heck's going on? This woman who raised $12,000, because her friend was in an automobile accident. Their 5-year-old child died, and the mom still had a whole bunch of hospital bills. Here's another woman who had a friend that she worked with as a broadcaster in Miami, I think it was, somewhere in Florida, and the cameraman or someone that works with her every day was mugged and seriously hurt. She raised money for him on the internet. This lady was fun because she said, man, I learned so much because I failed at this the first couple of times. And that's how you stick through and do all this stuff. See, you see people who are bright, we're all bright and everything, but you just have to learn it. We have to learn ourselves. There's no easy way. You can't sit, and learn how to kick a football or swim a mile in the ocean or something by sitting in class and learning from it. No, you got to get in there. And try it. That's the best way. This woman was a writer, wanted to go to a conference across the country. She went on the internet, got $2,800 to finance doing that. That's right. It's there. Or this woman wanted to build a robot. That's right. She's an IT lady, build a robot. Okay, how do you finance it? You go on the internet and finance it. The next lady here, she has something called like a bucket conquistador. And it's for bucket lists. People with bucket lists. I have these 5 things I want to do. You go on that internet site and raise money to do it. Or how about there? How'd you like to go somewhere for 2 weeks? Don't go to sit on the beach for 2 weeks. Go to some country, have an adventure, whatever. That's what she does and pays for all this, gets all this paid for you. This lady gives wonderful Christmas gifts from crowdfunding sites that loan money to entrepreneurs. So she gives the gift to the person that you're the person, I'm giving it in your name, that this person could start a business, and actually they get the money back. So they're actually getting back, but they get the experience of watching that person take their business and growing it. There's another lady for a family friend raised $25,000 for their child who was in trouble. This woman, her husband needed a transplant. She has kids, didn't know what to do. She figured out how to get $45,000 on the internet to get them through because dad doesn't work, they weren't covered and things like that. Woman here wrote a book about robots. And she said kids should learn about this technology from the womb on, and got money to do that. Okay, here's this woman who was so frustrated because her husband was moving around all the time and she had to look for another job. She said, this is crazy, And they had kids, they just started having kids. I need a job at home. So what she does is make these little things that, what do they call them, couches or something? I'm not hip enough to know. There's something you put around a beer can or something to hold the can, and she gets logos on them. But she went on the internet and raised crowdfunding money to start that whole business. This lady was sick from working, because she had so many allergies. Now she does a business, a gluten-free, vegan, and allergy-free, flour recipe for cakes. And that's what she does for a living. Now she got $8,000 for that. This woman got fired from her job. Best thing that happened. She went on the internet, got crowdfunding money to start a whole new business that helps people with their children. This woman always wanted her own fashion store. So she went on the internet and got $5,000 to get a fashion truck. So now she has a store, she goes out, doesn't have to be at the store all day, she doesn't want clothes, she drives the truck away, and she's more control of her life. This lady thinks that we ought to have insurance for alternative medicine. Well, that's what she does. She crowdfunding money to make that happen. Or this woman here took her tax refund and invested it in a website and a business idea and got $40,000 on the internet. And what she teaches people, she calls it farmcurious.com, teaches people how to make things at home, like if they're on the farm. So they make cheese, all this kind of stuff. And actually she goes to big corporations and has cheese making parties, which are like bonding together events now at these big corporations. Or this woman, this is wherever you're out in the woods, you can now text because of her. She's got this little gadget where she raised $50,000 in 3 hours So you could text anywhere, at no cost. That's right. This woman started a website where you get money for education to do anything. It's a crowdfunding site for anything to do with education. You want to take a training class, you want to go take a trip and get educated about something, you want to go to school, you want to learn a new skill. That's what that is. This is funny. $5 app that makes you look 10 pounds lighter. This is what this lady designed. So it's one of these things you put on an app and you I don't know how it works, I forget. and so when you put, on My Cupid or whatever websites, so looking for dates, it'll make you look a lot prettier, and that's sort of good. So it's your own Photoshop without having Photoshop. Actually, it's even better. Well, here's a website on the sharing economy where you share toys. I mean, how long is your kid going to play with a toy? So every month you get a new stack of toys, the best toys, the educational toys, not just junk plastic crap. And that's the website she started. This woman's fantastic. She raised $3.6 million to help 15,000 people start businesses in third world countries. Wow, what power. And that's all just starting a website. That's what's so neat about it. $3.6 million. Don't forget that. This lady here was a waitress. A waitress. Says, hey, so many people leaving the hospital with doctor bills, they have all these things. How do we help people like that? Give forward. Now it's a big website where it's a crowdfunding website for people with medical bills or problems and things like that. Man, and she was a, kind of waitress. See, it takes nothing to do things. It just takes courage. Not even take courage. It just takes perseverance. That's the bottom line of all this stuff. Anybody could do it. You just have to do it. And you're going to fail at the beginning, and there'll be bumps in the road. But if you really want to do it, you'll figure it out. And that's the key. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of expertise. You don't need contacts. No. You just need to know how to turn on a computer and start figuring this stuff out. Now, this lady is a new immigrant to this country. When they're low income and they can't get through and having trouble, they didn't have money for new backpacks in school. Well, she decided to set up a website that gets money for people to do that. Or housing. This woman started something called Feather the Nest. This is a website, crowdfunding website, anything with a house. You need to pay your utility bill, you need to pay a new roof, you want to buy a house, you need a new mortgage, whatever. No credit check, no interest, no payback. Wow, what could be better than that? This is what's up. Here's somebody that has a website that gives $20,000 to people to start businesses. Right, answer 10 questions and see if you're chosen for one of those. This woman, this lady is really sweet. She gives cheap loans to people to start businesses. She just started about a year or so ago. Going great now, and just by herself. It's called Invest Next Door. So people locally invest in each other. That's how you grow ideas. This woman now was a fashion model. She said, well, now I'm not modeling anything. How do I get these fancy clothes? If I model, they give you the clothes to wear. Now she has a website where you get clothes, they send it to you almost overnight for the party tomorrow. And you look like a model and then send it back. Wow, that's sort of cool. And this woman here, she's in Australia, but it doesn't matter where you are. And it's really money to figure out, do the important things in life. You want to raise something in the community, you need a new park or something like that, how to do that. You want to finance a gap year for your kid and you don't have money, you do things like that. Or someone that needs help with something, that's what this website is, see. And that's what crowdfunding, man, it's all there. It's making so many things possible for so many people. And women are more successful at it than men, even though they're getting paid less in the job market. That's because the guys have figured out, have all the marbles and all the cards, and they don't like anybody else playing as much. And it's hard to let go. So this is something new, and the women are grabbing it, learning it quickly. That's why they're more successful than men are at it. And if you need any kind of help in entrepreneuring, there is free help at the government. It gives grants to people to help any problem you have in business for free. So you have an accounting problem, you got to write a business plan, you got to figure out a bank loan if you have to do that, you need marketing, you want to know about publicity, you have a legal problem. All that kind of stuff is for free. If you Google, that kind of help, you're going to get people charge you hundreds or thousands of dollars. These people will do it for free. And I have some videos that you could watch. We have 2 videos on what small business development centers that they're in every neighborhood that will help you with those kind of issues for free. And then we also have a map, bigdatalesco.com and /maps, and you go there and you'll see where all these offices are. And the business development center offices, that's any kind of help. The special offices just for women, show you where they are in your neighborhood. And also the Veteran Affairs office will help you for free if you're a vet with any of that kind of these problems too. So we got 5 different categories, of free help for your business, anything but money, or money too. Other kinds of money besides crowdfunding. So it's all there and it's free. So try the free one first.